Yo, what's good YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today we have a fun one. Welcome to the first overall draft competition bracket. Now, real quick, before I get into this video and explaining this bracket, I need to give props to the mastermind of this idea, which was Sudoku, and he actually said, video suggestion, what if the worst 8 NFL teams played a single elimination tournament for the #1 draft pick? And that is exactly what we're doing here. Now, this actually isn't the worst 8 teams, because as you can see, the Miami Dolphins, the #3 seed, they actually have the Houston Texans pick because they traded it away. So we have 8 teams. Now this bracket of course looks really different. I have it on the screen right now. This is like a bracket I've done, no other, considering this is going from left to right. And as you can also see on the right side of the screen, you can see a column which says draft order, which is yet to be filled out. Now, like my other videos, I'm going to simulate this in Madden and go through the games, and we're going to see who gets the first overall draft pick. But there's one thing I have to explain real quick, and I'm going to do my best to explain it. We're going to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars in this instance. Now, let's say the Jacksonville Jaguars lose this game to the Carolina Panthers, okay? Because they're the worst team, they're not going to get the 8th seed, they're going to get the 5th seed. The reason why is that is because there's 4 total games in the first round. Now, I know this sounds really confusing, but because the Jaguars, I don't want to screw them over if they lose in the first round and give them the 8th pick, because they're already so bad. They deserve the best out of what they can get if they lose in the first round. I know that's kind of confusing, but that's how this bracket's going to work, because I'm not going to try to screw over the bad teams just because they lose in this game and they plummet really far down in the draft order. But other than that, it's pretty self-explanatory. You make it to the end, you're the last team standing, you get the first overall draft pick, and once it's all said and done, I'm actually going to go to Madden. I'm going to get the draft class to load up in Madden, and I'm going to try to get this order up, and I'm going to simulate it and see what Madden thinks the draft picks are going to be. So this should be a pretty fun one. I'm going to aim for under 20 minutes. Let's make it a short one. Let's go to our first game, Panthers at Jaguars. Let's go. So this is a 4th down and 15 situation for the Carolina Panthers. If they don't convert here, you get the ball back to the Jacksonville Jaguars for them to possibly win and move on to the second round. If the Jacksonville Jaguars are somehow able to lose this game, they will get the fifth pick in the draft, because they're already the worst team, and that is the best they can get and for losing. And for the Panthers, if they win this game, then they actually get better for their value, because they're originally the 8th pick, which there's 8 teams in this. If they win it, they get at least a top 4 pick. So it's definitely worth your deal if you're the Panthers and you pull out a win here and getting a higher pick than the worst team in the league. But let's just see if they can convert first with Teddy Bridgewater, 4th down and 15. And this one is actually hauled in. Oh my goodness, Robbie Anderson. How about that? Time is ticking, and that is huge. 500 total yards, and you couldn't have put that one any better. What a catch, too. So time is still ticking, and I thought this game would end there, but we continue with a good first game. If they drive down and get at least 3 out of this, overtime possible, this is a battle between the higher draft pick. Think about that. Teddy Bridgewater is going to take off himself. That is a flag, though. This one could be coming back, but for the meanwhile, a 25-plus yard run for Teddy Bridgewater. Let's see our call. Yeah, that is a holding on the offense. So now you're backing up 10 more yards. You waste 15 seconds, and that is the worst thing you want for the Carolina Panthers. 2nd down and 16. Half a minute to go. The Panthers just called one of their timeouts. Teddy Bridgewater snaps, looks for the pass. This one's delivered. This one's short of the first down marker, and this one will bring up a 3rd down. 3rd down and 8, actually. So, and that actually, it wasn't the first down marker I was looking at. That was the field goal line marker, that red line that you were looking at. So he gets 8, but you're now chipping to field goal range. So you question that was a pretty good, pass and catch. Time is still ticking, so they're looking to get one more playoff. This could be a gamble. Can't lose yards here. Time is already down to 5 seconds, and they're not even going to take the field goal. Oh, if he gets down in time. Oh, 1 second left the clock. The Jacksonville Jaguars got the sack they needed, but they took him down too fast. So you back them up further. This is going to be a tough kick for the Panthers, and they were probably going to get iced as well. To tie the game with 1 second left to go to overtime. What a good first game already. Oh, they're actually going to run a play. Who needs a field goal? They're looking to win the game. They're looking for at least a top 4 draft pick. No timeout called. 3 rush for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Teddy Bridgewater sends this one to the end zone. Knocked up. And the Jaguars will live another day, and they will get a top 4 draft pick. They already have one, but hey. And for the case of the Carolina Panthers, well, they're going to stay at number 8 because they're the first game done, and they're the the worst team or the worst draft pick. You know, it's just hard to explain. You know, they're the 8th pick in the draft. They're gonna keep it. So that game was a fun one. Let's move on to our next one. Here's a 23-20 game between the Atlanta Falcons and the Cincinnati Bengals. The Falcons sit at the number 4 seed, and the Bengals, they sit at the 5 seed. So if the Bengals were somehow able to win this game, of course, down by 30 seconds left at their own 22-yard line, they would get a higher pick. And as for the Falcons, they would, take their chances if they win. And Joe Burrow is going to fake the scramble, but he's going to get sacked. And this one should do it. Joe Burrow looks like he's injured at this point, too. And that just sums up Joe Burrow's career as a Bengal so far. They're going to let time tick down in this one. Oh, no, he's standing. He's good. I think maybe we'll get one more playoff. We'll just see what the Bengals want to do. At this point, I believe the Falcons get this game. And they run off the field. Bengals lose, and the Falcons win this one 23-20, which means the Falcons, well, they already have the 4 picks, so they can guarantee get a 4 pick. But, of course, they play the Jaguars next. They're going for more. And the Bengals, well, most likely they'll keep the same pick, but we don't know yet. Let's move on to one, probably the lamest matchup ever between the Jets and the Lions. The Lions will actually pull off the first upset in this bracket. Well, basically an upset, which means the Jets will get the worst best available pick for them, which means the Jets will have the 5th pick. I hope you're staying with me. And the Lions, they will be competing for a top 4 pick. I'm not going to make this any more confusing. Let's move on to our final game of the first round. Lions have a chance to play for a top 4 pick, and Jets will get the 5th pick. Next game. Now, when I tell you this was unexpected, I mean it, because the Philadelphia Eagles actually get the win over the best team in this bracket, the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins, who actually finished 10-6 this season, the reason why they're even in this bracket is because the Houston Texans traded this draft pick years back, and they have the number 3 draft pick in real life. And playing in this game, they're going to lose that 3 draft pick, and they're going to get the best available draft pick they can get, which is the 6. So they only go down 3, but of course, being that high, it's a big drop. And with this game being over, it gives us plenty of time to actually take a look at the bracket. And let me go through real quick, as basically the Eagles have already won. So the Dolphins sit the 6th seed, and that means the Bengals will take the 7th seed. So I have the draft order on the screen now alongside the bracket. Our final 4 teams will be the Falcons at Jaguars, and then the Lions at Dolphins. And then you can see our draft order: the number 8 Panthers, the 7 Bengals, the 6 Dolphins, and the 5 Jets. So a pretty funny order so far, and we know that our top 4 teams are going to get those top 4 draft picks are the 4 teams that are left. Once again, the 2 worst teams that lose in this round of the playoffs, they'll get the 3 and 4 seed. Hopefully this is not too confusing. Enough talk. Let's move on to Jacksonville versus Atlanta. And how about this? Another bracket upset, and this one actually ended in overtime with a touchdown for Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. They win 37-31, which means the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have the 1st overall pick, they're dropping down to the worst possible. They're going down to the 4th overall pick, which means the Atlanta Falcons are playing for a top 2 pick. They can get either 2 or 1, and we have one more game left. That is the Eagles versus Lions. Who will join the Falcons in the draft championship, or which one will lose and get the 3rd overall pick? Let's find out. And the Lions, they will win big of the Philadelphia Eagles 28-9. Matthew Stafford's actually not on the Lions anymore, but hey, he's on it for this case. They will move on to the 1st overall championship, which means if they win, they get the 1st pick. But if they lose, they still get number 2. So how about this? I'll pull up the bracket right now, update it again really quick, but hey, here we are. Falcons and Lions, they are going to compete for the number 1 overall pick. And with this being said, if I can pull up the bracket myself, I'm trying to do this from memory. We have Falcons and Lions, a championship game, of course. And the Eagles will get the 3 seed, as the Jaguars have already got the 4 seed. They lost first over the Eagles. So the Eagles actually did a lot better. And now let's see for the Falcons and Lions, which both of them doing really good. Let's see which team can pull up the number 1 seed. Final game, let's go. And here we are back in Tampa for the 1st overall draft pick Super Bowl. This makes no sense because not only is this impossible, but these teams will probably never make it to the Super Bowl together. Of course, they're both in the NFC, but you get the point. Anyways, 3-point game, 3rd down and 24. Big conversion needed. Matthew Stafford decides just I don't know. That's why you've been traded. 27-30 is the score, and they're going to punt the ball away now, or they're going to have to go for it. But, of course, I knew I was going to mess up something. And the thing I messed up was that the Jaguars actually get the 3 seed. I said the entire time they get the 4 seed. I should have put some words in the bracket just to clarify. And so I knew I was going to mess up something. But I have it all right now. I just said it wrong. So 4th down and 25. This is game if they don't complete here in Tampa for the 1st overall pick. If the Falcons can hold, they just need one first down, and they basically get Trevor Lawrence. This one is going to be a last play pick for the Atlanta Falcons, or more like the Detroit Lions, as Matthew Stafford's going to walk off the field now, and the Atlanta Falcons and Matt Ryan will take over, and they will gladly take that first overall pick. Now, actually, as I think of it, I don't know if Matt Ryan is so proud to win this game, because you think about it, you have the first overall pick. As I said, you can't really pass on Trevor Lawrence. I'm sorry, Matt Ryan. Hey, you played a hell of a game, but that might be your last. No clue why they always punt the ball away. You do realize they can return this, and never mind, okay. Well, there's still 1 second on the clock. Why does Madden just think, you know what, let's punt the ball away in the Super Bowl? I mean, you could just, there's 1 million other things. You could just even give up a safety. You could run 50 yards backwards to your own end zone, and you could still win the game in this scenario. But no, let's give them the ball for a chance of a punt return, or you get the point. But we have 1 second left. Every second counts in any sports at all, any game. So let's just see if we can see the new best miracle on this channel. Matthew Stafford, 3 rushes to the Atlanta Falcons. And here he goes. He's going to lob this one. It's going to be short. And this one's out of bounds. And with that being said, the Atlanta Falcons will steal the #1 overall draft pick as they celebrate like they just won the Super Bowl. Probably because I am doing a Super Bowl right here in Madden. Well, of course, it's only for a draft pick. With that being said, we have our complete bracket done, and I can put it on the screen now if I get it right now. We'll get it right this time. You can see the bracket complete on the screen. The Falcons win the first overall pick. How about that? They win something in a bad way, but also in a good way. So as you can see, the draft order is the number 8 Panthers, the Bengals, the Dolphins, the Jets, the Eagles, the Jaguars, the Lions, and the Falcons. A disclaimer, in the beginning of this video, I'm pretty sure I said I wanted to go to Madden and let Madden simulate this draft order, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to do that, mainly because of how much work it takes to go through a franchise and get this correct order to a draft. So what I'm going to do to make up for it is I'm going to do a mock draft of who I think would get drafted by these teams if this was the actual order. I know it's not what I said, you kind of just got catfished by words from me, but I mean, I'll make the best of what I can have. Okay, so you should see a new screen pulled up right now. Mock draft of the new picks. Once again, keep in mind this is completely changed now. The entire list is different based off the bracket we just did. So this is not, of course, not actually the order in real life. This is based off the bracket, which I'm pretty sure you just knew that. But just make sure you guys are clear. Also, I am trying to be smart here. I know that there's some players that are really good that are supposed to be taken at these spots, but considering the teams that ended up getting these spots, I had to change some picks, so you'll probably see some pretty familiar names actually left out of the top 8 picks, which would probably be drafted in this area, but who knows, we don't really know that yet. But bringing back the question blocks, let's start with #1, the obvious one. The Atlanta Falcons, I have them taking Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback from the Clemson Tigers. Now, they said they want to keep Matt Ryan, but when you have the #1 pick in this scenario, can you really skip on Trevor Lawrence? I mean, this is a one-shot opportunity. You have to take it. This is one of the best recruits of a quarterback we have seen in years. You have to take this chance. Matt Ryan's not bad, but he's getting older, and he's not playing to his full potential as he used to. Trevor Lawrence is everything a team needs. Any team could draft him, and it could help him. And the next, the Detroit Lions. Now the Detroit Lions, they're around 7 or 6 in this draft. I'm pretty sure they were 7. So getting up to 2 is a big difference. And you know, there's a lot of things they can take, but in this high in the draft, you want to build a fundamental team. You want to take people that's going to help you, not just skill players. And that is why I'm going to take an O-lineman. If I say this name really bad, I'm sorry. I'm going to say it's Penei Sewell. I think that's how you say it. He is an offensive lineman from Oregon, and he is the best O-lineman in this draft, no doubt. Of course, I know the Lions can take wide receivers, they can take a quarterback if they want to, but they don't need to take a quarterback. They can stick with Jared Goff, and the reason why I'm saying this is because the Lions just got multiple first-round picks from the LA Rams, and they have a quarterback that can last them for them years, and you get an O-lineman to protect that quarterback, which is Jared Goff. He's not the best quarterback, but you get an O-lineman like him, like Sewell, and you're set. I mean, you'll be set for the years to come, and that is why I have them taking O-lineman at the 2nd pick in the draft. And at the 3rd pick in the draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they need to take a quarterback. They originally had the 1 pick, so they originally would have had T-Law, but I'm going to have them take Zach Wilson, the quarterback from BYU. Now, Justin Fields is interchangeable here. I can see the Jaguars taking either Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, but I feel like they would more lean to Zach Wilson, and that's why. That I just don't really know why. I don't have a reason why they would choose Zach Wilson over Justin Fields. A lot of people have, like a lot of draft experts and people just in general think Zach Wilson's going to go higher than Justin Fields. We don't know yet. And just because of that, I'm sticking with my gut, or sticking with the normal words. Zach Wilson at 3 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the Philadelphia Eagles, they've been bumped up to 4 considering of this bracket, and I'm going to have them taking a wide receiver. They're probably going to get this wide receiver at the spot they are now. I'm going to have them take Jalen Waddle. I know Devontae Smith is the Heisman, but once again, Jalen Waddle is above, just kind of like Zach Wilson's above Justin Fields. I feel like it should be switched, but I just feel like that's just how things have played out. Jalen Waddle, who's coming off injury, he's a really good player, wide receiver from Alabama. I don't really think you can complain about this one. You can get Devontae Smith or you can get Jalen Waddle. Either way, it's just you're still winning here, and getting a wide receiver this early is probably the best move, considering you don't need a quarterback. You just got one last year, and you have an Alabama quarterback too who's going to connect to the Alabama wide receiver. I don't feel like the Eagles need a quarterback in this scenario. Jalen Waddle should be good enough for them. And then coming at number 5, we were talking about Justin Fields. The Jets also need a quarterback. Why not take him? Justin Fields, the quarterback from Ohio State. I mean, he can do it all. He can pocket pass, he can scramble, and overall, I think he should be a top 3 draft pick, but his draft stock seems to just dip ever since he lost the championship game and his Big Ten championship game, and I'm going to have him at 5 for the New York Jets. At 6, I'm going to have the reigning Heisman winner, the wide receiver who did it, Devontae Smith, the wide receiver from Alabama, going to the Dolphins. This is a great pickup. The Dolphins might actually get him at 3. We don't know yet, but this is a great pickup for the Dolphins. You have Tua at quarterback and Devontae Smith at wide receiver. This is just a win-win no matter who you pick for the Dolphins to be this high. Considering your team is already good enough, getting a top 10 draft pick is just, it's just icing on the cake. Devontae Smith, wide receiver for the Dolphins. Add some more skill players. Help your Alabama quarterback out with the Alabama wide receiver, and there you go. At number 7, the Bengals. I know there's some skill players they can take, such as Jamar Chase and Kyle Pitts, but I'm going to have them take an O-lineman because they desperately need it. They missed their chance on Sewell because the Lions already got him. I'm going to have them get Rashawn Slater from Northwestern. He's another O-lineman. They need to protect Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is not a bad quarterback, but his numbers have been slacking mainly because his O-line is slacking on him. So Rashawn Slater or Slater, I'm not too sure how to pronounce the last name, for Northwestern. This is the pick the Bengals need if they had the 7th pick. And the final 8th pick for this mock draft of these randomized, bracket picks, the Carolina Panthers, they also need a quarterback. And hey, Trey Lance, the quarterback from North Dakota State University, coming out of nowhere. Why not take him at 8? And that's a pretty good pickup. And as you can see on the screen right now, here's the 8 reorganized and repositioned teams based off that bracket we just played, and the picks that I think would happen if this was actually to be reality. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. A short bracket. Hopefully it wasn't too confusing. You can see this is the result of the bracket. We ended up getting in this order with these people, I believe, who they would pick. This is not Madden. This is me. Thank you guys for watching. New to the channel, please subscribe. I'm on my way to 1,000 subscribers. That's all I gotta say, and I'll see you guys later.